Hello and welcome to Media and Information Literacy. I am Armin Rose and I will be your guide as we go through the concepts of this course. This is Part 2, The Evolution of Media. The pre-industrial age is the time before the 1700s. During this time, people discovered fire, developed paper from plants, and forged weapons and tools with stone, bronze, copper, and iron. Cave paintings were discovered to be made in 35,000 BC. The clay tablets of Mesopotamia were as old as 2,400 BC, and the papyrus in Egypt is dated 2,500 BC. The Acta Diurna in Rome is 130 BC, and the Dibao in China is from the 2nd century. The Codex in the Mayan region from the 5th century, and the printing press using wood blocks from 220 AD. In the early times, the people used wood, bones, and stone reliefs to store their writings. They eventually discovered writing on cloth and paper and printing using wood relief. During the Industrial Age, from the 1700s to the 1930s, people used the power of steam, developed machine tools, established iron production, and the manufacturing of various products, including books, through the printing press. The printing press for mass production was discovered in the 19th century. Newspaper, the first newspaper is the London Gazette in 1640. The typewriter was invented in the 1800s. And the telegraph followed shortly after. The telephone was invented in 1876. Motion picture photography and projection in 1890. Commercial motion pictures in 1913. And motion picture with sound in 1926. The electronic age is from the 1930s to the 1980s. The invention of the transistor ushered in the electronic age. People harnessed the power of transistors that led to the transistor radio, electronic circuits, and the early computers. In this age, long-distance communication became more efficient. The invention of the transistor radio, followed by the television in 1941, started the mass media in electronic form. The invention of large electronic computers like the EDSAC in 1949 and the UNIVAC 1 in 1951, was powered by the transistors. These computers had small memories but filled up an entire room. Mainframe computers like the IBM 704 was invented in the 1960s. These computers had larger memories and only filled up a wall. The personal computers like the Hewlett-Packard or HP 9100A was invented in 1968 and the Apple I in 1976. These computers had larger memories and were only as large as a box. During the electronic age, the overhead projector and the LCD projectors were also used. The information age started in the 1990s and carried on into the 2000s. The internet paved the way for faster communication and the creation of the social network. People advanced the use of microelectronics with the invention of personal computers, mobile devices, and wearable technology. Moreover, voice, image, sound, and data are digitalized. We are now living in the information age. The first web browsers were Mosaic in 1993 and Internet Explorer in 1995. The first blogs were Blogspot in 1999, LiveJournal in 1999, and WordPress in 2003. The first social networks were Friendster in 2002, Multiply in 2003, and Facebook in 2004. Microblogs like Twitter started in 2006 and Tumblr in 2007. Video blogs for YouTube started in 2005. There's also augmented reality and virtual reality. Video chat like Skype started in 2003 and Google Hangouts in 2013. Search engines like Google and Yahoo started in 1995 and 1996. Portable computers like laptops were invented in the 1980s, the netbooks in 2008, and the tablets in 1993. There were also smartphones, wearable technology like Google Glass, and the cloud and big data. Now, as a class, let us discuss and complete this charge. For every age, we will answer the following columns. What format, equipment did people use to communicate with each other? What format or equipment did people use to store information? And what format or equipment did people use to share or broadcast information? We will do this for the pre-industrial, the industrial, the electronic, and the information age. After the discussion, you will answer the third reflection. Given the available media that we now have in the world, what are its roles and functions in a democratic society? In what way does media affect your life? Personal, professional, academic, social, and others. The ideas presented in this lesson are based on the content standards of the Department of Education. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson.